Hey y'all, welcome back. My name is Keisha. Join me again for another story time. I usually record these in my car, but it's summertime, way too hot to be doing all that. So I figure I'd just be outside where it's breezy and everything. And yes, I got my glasses on, you'll see a glare. Just try to ignore the glare and just listen to the story time. This story time is, it's okay to blame your parents for everything. Before I get into this video, let me explain, as an adult, especially if you're an adult right now, that they are to blame of your current circumstances right now. No, because when you're an adult, you have full control, full responsibility of your own life. So I want to get that out of the way. But before you even knew that, before you even watched this video, or there are several different videos talking about this. Say if you're still a minor and everything, and of course, you depend on your parents. All I can tell you is make the best of what you got. I know that sounds horrible, but a lot of us went through it. Became an adult. I guess me personally, even when I became an adult, I was still trying to navigate things. Somebody of legal age would still have a childlike mind, per se. I didn't go through the ups and downs in life. So it was hard for me to really figure out where I stand when it comes to my friendships, relationships, things of that nature. But I can assure you that as somebody who's 40 years old, let me just go ahead and give you some life advice. So, as you might have seen on my previous video, I talked about mostly feeling left behind and having a small stint of being homeless. I'll link the video below. To get more into detail, when I say you can blame your parents, when you get older, you start to reflect why you are the way you are, why you think the way you are, things of that nature. And you think about how your parents raised you, or if you weren't raised by your own parents, a guardian, things of that nature, your environment, everything that has happened. You get, sometimes, not all, but sometimes you get to a point where you want to blame your parents and have some type of resentment. Now, I'm not saying that parents are perfect. This is what I want to bring as like a main message, is just that just like they have to figure out how to be adults living in this world and parents in this world, they have to figure out what their parents or what they saw in society or their friends, things of that nature. So it's really just a cycle. Now, I'm not saying that, like, say if you have parents that have bad behavior, I'm not excusing that, but just remember that they were going by what they were taught, their perspective of life. That's the best way. Their own perspective of what they were taught, what they're seeing. That's the reason why they raise you the way that they do. I used to been very angry, and the thing is, I had a great upbringing. I was a military kid, living on the army, things of that nature. Had so many different type of friends, so many different cultures, things of that nature. I lived in Germany twice. So trust me, I had a great childhood. I cannot complain about that. I remember growing up feeling kind of like, especially as I became more of a teenager, I really felt kind of left out. Always been kind of the different one. When everybody thinks of something the same way, I kind of look at it a different way. I don't know. It's just, I try to look at different perspectives. And that's just the way my mind works. You should see with me when it comes to music. I don't see a song on surface level. I really feel the song. This is me personally. I felt like as I was getting older and being raised, I was being treated that way, not only by my parents, but also by my siblings. And because of the way I was treated, people outside of family, like maybe other family members, like cousins, uncles, aunts, maybe some friends or their friends, things of that nature, people saw how I was treated and they kind of followed suit. A lot of them did. I didn't understand it. I just thought, okay, this is just the way it is, right? But as I gotten older, I felt like I was kind of like walking in some kind of cloak of somebody's perception of me. Meaning that whatever a person thought I should be, I just like, okay, you're the adult, or you're the wiser person per se. So I should listen to you, right? So I kind of just went with that the whole time. I was just thinking, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be a veterinarian. I'm supposed to be smart with straight A's. I'm supposed to be a mother by a certain age. Things like that. I just kind of followed everybody else's lead. Throughout life, I took on this identity, and then after many years of failures trying to do what everybody else was doing, it was like my mind and my soul was just feeling like, Keisha, why are you doing this? It was saying, why are you doing what everybody else is doing? Trying so hard to be just like everybody else to the point where you're failing over and over again. Here I am at the ripe old age of 40, and I finally told myself, I gotta do what I want to do. I gotta do well, first of all, I had to be by myself so I can kind of talk to the Lord and talk to God and see where does he see me? Like, what does he think my purpose is? I did not know that's why I was being alone with him or what have you, but I just knew that that's what had to happen. After that, I was living in Florida and everything, living by myself for a couple years. What I did was, like, I wanted to show my friends and family members how I was living in Florida. I went ahead and started vlogging and everything, and I got some positive reviews, and people actually liked it. All of a sudden, now I'm back in Alabama. I was thinking, oh, it's just Huntsville. There's nothing interesting here, but I know this sounds cocky. There is something interesting here now. Me. It's about my perception of how I live in Alabama, my perception of how I see it and things of that nature. My perception of how I interact with my friends and family members and things of that nature who still think who still want me to be the person they want me to be, if that makes sense. Here's the thing. You can talk, you can yell, you can curse or whatever, but those same people will still have that same perception of you. So the only thing you can do is to live your life in purpose. Yeah, you're going to say no to a lot of people. You're going to ignore a lot of people. You're going to block a lot of people. But yeah, here's what I found very interesting. When I started removing the negative people, all of a sudden, and then also living in my purpose, doing what I like to do, it started an invitation of bringing more positive, like-minded people. And so something as simple as me just doing Uber, I met so many good people. I made so many good connections, networking. I met a lady who actually invited me to record her business in Savannah, Georgia, which a vlog will be coming up pretty soon related to that. So when I started being my own authentic self, it started attracting a lot more people who like my vibe or who's like me or has a great spirit, things of that nature. I wanted to say that with your parents and everything, yes, it's okay to blame them, but don't live in that blame. Don't live in that resentment. I did for many, many years, and it really strained my family's relationship for a while. And it kind of confirmed what they already believed about me by being combative. I guess I don't want to say combative because it wasn't like a physical combative, but it's just more of a mental and emotional combativeness that I displayed. I wanted to blame them from everything, everything. But at the end of the day, I had to take accountability for myself and be like, okay, it's time to stop blaming and time to start living. And I'm telling you, doors have been opening left and right. There's going to be so many travel vlogs on this channel that it's just a blessing. This channel that my YouTube channel is a blessing for me, and I hope it's a blessing for you, whoever's watching, because I know I may have a small channel right now, but it's gonna grow because I just feel it. I feel it. That's the best way I can explain it. Is this? I know. Even with this smile, you see, but I know that blessings are coming, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. You can blame your parents, but at the same time, you got to move on. You got to live your life for yourself. You got to think for yourself. I'm not saying that your parents don't have good guidance, because there are some good guidance. You should hear my mom talk. I'm just giving you an example. As a kid, I wanted to sound just like my mom. I remember I was probably maybe about 5 or 6 years old, and she took me to McDonald's drive-thru at the time. She was talking through the speaker, and I remember how, and she's from Michigan, by the way, Flint, Michigan. I remember how eloquent and how nice her voice tone sounded, how it just was like, I want to talk just like my mom. So if anybody asks, why do I talk the way I talk, blame my mom. There are some things, that's just one example. I learned so many great things from my parents and siblings and friends like that. I just want to bring out that specifically. And I guess maybe that's why I like to speak. I don't know. But regardless of how you may be feeling or your own circumstances, situation, whether it's good or bad, you might be a person with a nice big house, kids, and a wife, but you're miserable. This Just give me, or you could be a mom or a wife who's miserable, you know, a husband and kids, or you can be a single person. Like, why am I single and feeling miserable? I mean, there's so many circumstances that you could be in right now, and yes, it's okay to blame your parents, but get out of that blame, get out of that rut, and just go. It's your life. Live it the way you want to. Some people are not going to be happy, but you are. God will be happy if you live in his purpose. Yeah, that's what I want to say. And if your parents are still alive, just love them and thank them, hug them. Try to spend as much time as you can with them. If they're not, pray. If you never met your parents, still pray for them, because, you know, they brought you here in this world for a reason. God brought you here for a reason. That's what I want you to know. That's another takeaway. So don't ever feel like you're just taking up space. Don't ever feel like, oh, my past did this, so I need to be that. You got to take that mindset out. Oh, also, I always say this quote to myself, because when I say this quote, it really takes all of the negativity out and puts the responsibility on myself, which is, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Again, I said this in another video, but I'll say it again. When I think about that quote, it puts all the responsibility on me. It doesn't matter what I look like. It doesn't matter how tall I am. It doesn't matter my race, gender, ethnicity, all that stuff. It doesn't matter about the physical. It doesn't even matter about the mental. He might have been born with maybe autism, or born with some type of mental disability, something like that. But if you're aware, then you can change. Or when I say change, you can move mountains. That's how I look at it. Once you become aware of who you are, don't worry, it's not a gun. They're just playing with fireworks. If you're aware of who you are, your circumstances, you're already ahead of the game. That means that you are at a cusp where you can move forward, or you can stay the same. Ultimately, it's up to you. So stop blaming your parents and keep moving. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed see me sweat. No, I'm kidding. Hey, it is what it is. I'm still trying to get a good lighting. I guess it's too late now. It's the end of the video, but whatever. Like, subscribe, share. Somebody needs to hear this. This is how I look at it. Somebody does. That's why I said it. Anyway, you enjoy your day, and God bless. Bye.